Good morning. My name is Donnie Cruz. I'm the lead instructor with Wreckmaster International. Today, we're going to demonstrate for you the proper procedure on loading and securing two vehicles on a car carrier. I've invited Terry Hummelstein to join us today. Terry heads up USA Wreckmaster. I've also invited my brother Ken. He heads up Wreckmaster Canada. These guys are going to be your instructors today. I would like to caution you on one thing. The procedures you're going to see today are proven methods. Any deviation or any shortcuts from these methods, you will own the responsibility. Terry?
If I might add that it's important to remember that state and federal regulations require that all equipment aboard your carrier must be secured. Equipment such as gas can, broom, shovel, chains, blocking, things of that nature. And of course, as you mentioned, if you take a shortcut, then again, you're going to have to accept the responsibilities from whatever may occur.
Okay.
Just before you arrived this morning, we just finished our pre-trip inspection. Okay. So we're all ready to go.
Okay, guys, let's take it away. You're going to do a Cadillac and a, what was the other one?
Mid-size Chevy.
Okay, great. Okay. All right, let's do it.
Now it's time to check the vehicle information chart and the manual to see if we can transport both these vehicles safely and legally. Prior to 1990, the only reference we had was the vehicle's door jambs. So let's go to the vehicles and check it and see if we can transport them. As this example shows, the gross vehicle weight rating, which is your GVWR, 4,666 pounds. Your front axle on this model, 2,560 pounds. The rear axle, 2,106 pounds. Now the loading information down here states 1,027 pounds is what you can load into this vehicle. Full of fuel, trunk, luggage, passengers, subtract the 1,027 pounds from your GVWR, and that will give you your curb weight. Check the manual on this vehicle. It states the curb weight, 2,785 pounds. Now we'll be lifting and towing it from the front, which is 55% of that, which is 1,531 pounds. Okay, we know the curb weight of the carrier is 13,500 pounds. The weight of the Cadillac is 3,640 pounds. And the front weight of the small Chevy is 1,531 pounds. Now, are we over the gross axle weight rating of the carrier?
After the computations are completed and the decision to transport both vehicles has been made, we need to check the manufacturer's recommended attachment points for the Cadillac, which we're going to load on the deck because it's the heavier vehicle. Experienced operators like Terry make a habit of operating the controls on the opposite side to the flow of traffic. At this point, the vehicle remains in park while the operator attaches the loading bridle hooks. Remember, never attach J-hooks to the drive line component. An inexpensive yet valuable tool to the towman is a 3-foot length of PCV pipe, which is used to maintain clearance.
It may be necessary, due to the loading angle, to use ramps or wooden tapered blocks to raise the vehicle as you're winching it onto the deck to avoid contact with the deck itself. Also, it's important to remember to check the loading bridle, again, so that it has clearance from the air dams or spoilers, again, to avoid damage. This can be accomplished by using a 4x4 or a wooden spacer block.
The motor end of the vehicle should be loaded as close to the headboard as possible for best weight distribution.
Terry is installing the safety tie-down, but it must be secured from the frame, not the suspension. We don't know the integrity of this suspension, especially if it's involved in an accident. The other thing we want to keep in mind is that in case the wire rope fails, we have a safety tie-down, especially at this load angle. The winch line is used to load and unload the vehicle. It was never intended to be used as a securing device.
This newspaper clipping graphically shows the result of wire rope failure and what happened to the operator when he failed to install the safety tie-down. Think of the pain and how this must have hurt. Remember this picture each time you load a vehicle. Always install the safety tie-down. Accidents do happen. Each manufacturer uses different indicators to show you when the bed is in the lowering position.
On this model, lining up the red arrow and the red handle indicates the deck is in the correct position.
At this point, the bed is lowered to a position where it makes an angle of approximately 10 degrees with the chassis.
I'd like to emphasize that only after securing the load with that right front safety tie-down strap should a driver ever place himself to the rear or under the vehicle being loaded in order to secure the rear tie-down straps. Whenever using the Mini J, T-hook, or R-hook, make sure that it's in good solid steel and that you pull straight on.
On some cars, you may have to use one type of hookup on one end and a different type on the other. Always refer to the manual.
When both rear tie-downs are secure, Terry lowers the carrier bed to the horizontal position and forward into the bed locks.
This attachment point is unique to General Motors. This area has been specially reinforced and it is known as a torque box.
This is the last of our 4-point attachments, the left front corner, and this vehicle is ready to transport. And then we'll go hook up to our second vehicle.
The distance between Terry's hands equals the closing distance between vehicles. Ken checks the mirrors, places the transmission in neutral, applies the parking brake, and engages the PTO.
When using wheel lift equipment, be sure there's adequate clearance for the lift boom under the vehicle.
Just extend the crossbar until it touches the tire at its lowest point. The locking pins must always be used. This gap will maintain a safety margin so the tip of the L arm does not come in contact with the inner fender.
Remember, it's mandatory to secure the wheel into the wheel grid with the manufacturer's recommended tie-down.
The installation of wheel restraints is not only mandatory, it is critical. It is important that you understand that the under-reach crossbar travels along the same plane as the towing vehicle. That is to say, while the vehicles are traveling in a straight line, the planes are the same. However, when the towing vehicle turns a corner or exits the roadway, both the crossbar and the chassis of the towing vehicle tilt according to the grade of the turn. At the same time, the towed vehicle is still on the original plane. This is the point where most disconnections happen if the operator has failed to correctly install both wheel restraints at 10 and 2 o'clock as shown here.
Using this double wrap method and attaching the hooks correctly with the throat facing down will prevent safety chains from coming unhooked. This crossover method has proven to be the best. It'll keep your chains off the ground and keep your turns uncomplicated.
Besides that, Ken, state and federal regulations mandate the hookup be made in this way.
It is each operator's responsibility to use all safety devices which are installed on the vehicle. All state, provincial, and federal laws require that stop, turn, and tail lights must be in operation on any moving vehicle or combination of vehicles. The simple courtesy of placing a piece of paper under the tail lights protects the paint finish on the towed vehicle.
I need to remember, put the light cord in front of the wheel and over the front tire. This method of installing the light cord keeps it away from the paint job and is therefore greatly appreciated by both the car dealer and car owner.
The slack in the light cord is taken up with a rubber stretchy strap.
The final step in securing the cord comes with securing the wheel in the wheel grid. I need to be sure that this strap is at a 45-degree angle and over the light cord. It will keep everything in place.
Ken adjusts the travel height of the tow bar to ensure that there is adequate clearance at the rear of the towed vehicle. Connecting and securing the light cord completes this hookup.
Now it's on, now it's off, now it's on, now it's off, now it's on. So is the load all secured? Not all the load's yet, Ken. But your seatbelt.
Oh! Always has to be a smart guy.
Okay.
The verification of the curb weights and the actual scale weight will confirm Ken's estimation.
My initial calculations totaled 18,671 pounds.
When Ken added the weight of the Cadillac and the weight of the Chev to decide if the two cars would overload the axle's capacity or the gross axle weight rating of the truck, his decision to load the Cadillac on the deck and the Chev on the tow bar has proven to be correct, as we witness here on the certified weigh platform and the weigh scale ticket.
My estimate didn't include the trailing axle of the Chev nor the driver's weight. That explains the difference on the weigh scale ticket.
This manufacturer has calculated the weight rating for this chassis and posted them in clear view for the operator's quick reference. We can confirm our decision here because the gross axle weight rating is greater than our load.
Many fellas have different ways of hooking a car onto a car carrier or securing wheels into a wheel grid. However, if you follow the procedures that these two instructors have outlined for you here today, you'll bypass problems that other fellas inevitably run into. These are methods that we have proven to be safe and secure. I want to thank Terry Hummelstein, and I want to thank my brother Ken today for showing you people how it's done at Wreckmaster. And until next time, thanks a lot.
Wreckmaster, creating a proud new tradition in the towing and recovery industry.
If you are interested in joining the Wreckmaster team, or if you would like more information on this or any other of our fine educational and safety training materials, please call 1-800-267-2266. Furthermore, if you are already a certified Wreckmaster, you may order any of these products to enhance your professional image.
This crossover method is the best method. It's uncomplicated and yeah, right. This crossover method has proven to be the best. Keeps your chains off the ground and keeps your turns uncomplicated.
Besides that, Ken, according to federal and state regulations.
One more time,